tell you what, this is something, huh? We're down in Vegas.
Where's this guitar?
Dennis Alexio. It's interesting, Jan, because he has lost one time to Don Wilson. And that's a bitter thing when you talk to him. He says, Wilson never beat me. I was robbed. All right, Dennis Alexio is not a shy guy. We had a chance to visit with him earlier.
I'm moving up from the cruiserweight division to fight for the heavyweight world title. I'm in great shape, and I know I can handle the heavyweights. Fighting's my business, and business is good.
Business is good. All right, and we are ready for action. Let's go to our ring announcer, Dan Swenson.
Hello, we'd like to introduce some top...
John, I have the feeling Hollins did not appreciate waiting on Alexio.
No, not at all. I don't know if that's going to do him a lot of good or not, though.
Well, he's a tough guy. We have two people who should not take a step backward all night long. Scheduled for 12 here in Denver. This is the world title bout. A couple of heavyweights.
We saw in Dennis Alexio's last fight here on ESPN a real concentration on working the body low, up around the lower rib cage. He really did a heck of a job there in his last fight, and he looks like he's going to start out tonight working the same thing, the left hook up under the elbows.
He really gives you the complete package. He's always impressed me with his package. When we saw him fight Nash, I didn't think he took it very serious, and Nash really rocked him, but then he showed me something when he fought back to win the fight.
They're just kind of getting inside there and lean on each other and see who can do what. Good combination there by Alexio.
Hollins is tough. He's got a decent back round kick, as he likes to call it. Probably his best punch is a straight right.
Really what's going to be interesting to see is how much this height and weight advantage that Hollins has is going to be to his asset. If Alexio is going to have problems with the people that are going to be stronger, he's fighting a real legitimate heavyweight. Hollins has been as big as 230 pounds, and he came in here at 193 today.
Alexio 184, and he is a good kicker. There's that complete package. Alexio does this strictly for a living. He is a kick fighter. On the other side of the coin, Hollins works for the city of Austin, Water and Waste Department.
Good combinations in by Alexio, working inside very, very effectively. Hollins is trying to get in there and lean. He can't really do that. He needs to be using what little bit of reach advantage he has. He's not doing that. He's just kind of getting inside and standing.
Well, like the last time we saw him, Alexio has trained very hard for this fight. Looks dead serious.
Hollins threw a nice uppercut on the right hand.
Into round one. This is Dennis Alexio. As we follow.
Good uppercut, followed there again, working that left hook to the body. Following up with a round kick. Just a good combination, both kicking and punching techniques. Alexio has really developed the ability to work the body upside, inside. There again, a good uppercut followed by the left hook, and there it digs that one into the body. Those really take a lot out of you, and they start to draw that elbow back down to open up the head.
He knows what he's doing. As we mentioned earlier, not to be redundant, he has lost one time. He's 27-1, and that one just sticks in his craw. He would like Don Wilson again.
I think he would like Don Wilson above anybody else, but I was talking to him at dinner last night, and he was saying, well, everybody I mentioned, he said, yeah, I'd like to fight him. It didn't matter how big the guy was, how little. Yeah, I'd like to fight him. He wants to fight them all.
All right, round two, scheduled for 12. How do you have it scored?
I gave the first round to Alexio 10-9. He's the aggressor. He's scored the more telling blows and more often. Hollins had some good moments in that first round, but Alexio really not affected by anything.
And you can see where Hollins has been bigger. That's a big weight range. He's at 193.
Hollins can't do this. He can't stand back. Larry McFadden, who Alexio fought in his last fight, did the same thing. Got on the ropes and hung in there and just tried to let Alexio burn out. Alexio went in there and went 12 hard rounds without burning out an ounce. I don't think he's going to burn out against Jeff Hollins either.
One thing, we've got a talk show here in Denver. We had Alexio on. It just comes across. This man has great self-esteem. He believes in what he's doing and believes in himself.
I think there's no question. There's no lack of confidence on Dennis Alexio's part.
Good solid kick. Once again, there's that complete package, John.
Only thing that bothers Alexio is not knocking the guys out. He hates it when they go to the decision. He kind of feels like, gee, I failed. You know, he doesn't feel like he won unless he knocks him out.
Those are punishing blows to the kidney. Hollins, 3 good body shots. There's a solid kick.
Hollins is going to have to fight. He can't just wade in there and lean. And that's all he's done this first 2 rounds, really. I don't know if he's expecting. I think he keeps thinking, well, this guy's going to get tired here in a minute. He's going to start slow down. I'll open up. But
is this the rope-a-dope? It isn't going to work with Alexio.
It won't work with Alexio. We know he can go 12 rounds. He did it in greater altitude in Lake Tahoe than he's having here in Denver.
Denny Bowser and Abel Villarreal handle Hollins. He's blocking some of the punches. Others are getting through. The ones that impress me are the kicks to the kidney.
He's just really working out, really.
Oh. Into round 2, and I'll tell you what, Hollins does not look good coming back to this corner. He took a lot of punishment. All right, we need to take a break. We'll be back in Denver right after this. Denver, let's take a look at round 2.
Well, Jeff Hollins, I don't know what his plan was or if this was a plan, but he just stood back on the ropes, let Dennis Alexio pretty much fire at will. That's not the way he's going to win this fight.
All right, let's see if Hollins changed his strategy. How do you have it scored, John?
Well, I gave both rounds 10-9 to Dennis Alexio, so he's 2 points up. At this point, he's going to win by a big margin unless Hollins is going to do something impressive.
Well, Hollins is coming out now in the middle of the ring and getting off the ropes, and that's where he really got in a jam. Boy, Alexio just doesn't let up. He's just on you all the time. Punches, kicks, he's got the uppercuts.
Talking with Alexio after the fight with McFadden, which was not that long ago, he said, I'm still not really 100% because I banged my knees, I banged my shins up on McFadden's elbows, and he was real sore. He couldn't even walk the next couple of days after that fight. And he was a little concerned about that, but he said, you know, once I get in there and the adrenaline gets going, I won't even feel this stuff.
He continues to dig to the body, and that has to take a toll later rounds.
Hollins just trying to muscle and push him back.
Little blood now in the mouth of Jeff Hollins. Alexio blocking those punches with his gloves.
Good kick then by Jeff Hollins. That's the best kick he's thrown in this fight.
By far. You must get 8 hard kicks in. The sport has come so far with conditioning.
Oh, working the body. Alexio starting to work the body with those kicks. I think Hollins felt those a little bit. He shook his head like it didn't hurt, but his eyes said something different.
Alexio is scoring at will now. Kicks, punches, dig into the bodies, gone to the head. It's all Alexio as he is all over Hollins.
Hollins came out opening up the first part of this round looking like he was going to fight, try to make something out of it, but then he's kind of pulled up again and tried to cover up.
It seems like he's overwhelmed by this total package. There's the end of round 3 as we follow Jeff Hollins.
Shaking his head in a negative way, like, you know, I just can't figure out what to do here. As we see there in the previous round there, Dennis Alexio just having his way, digging in those body shots, following up with good round kicks.
Round 4 scheduled for 12. Third round, John Worley. Delighted to have you with us. Mammoth Events Center, the promoter, Karen Turner. How do you have it scored thus far?
Once again, the 10-9 round for Alexio. After 3, he's up by 3 points. He's won each round 10-9. Hollins seems again to come out in the early part of the round, starts at a pretty good pace, throws quite a bit of technique, and then seems to cover up as the round wears on.
Fought southpaw for a moment. Now he'll switch back to his conventional style.
Now switching more fast.
Alexio in the gold pants, Hollins in red. Hollins is an inch taller and 9 pounds heavier.
Good right hand in by Hollins.
Yes. Maybe the best punch he's had.
He shrugged off Alexio's round kick and came in with another. That's the second good right hand that we've seen him throw now. So far, this has been Hollins' best round.
Here, once again, is where Alexio scores over the body. A lot of fighters will ignore the body. This guy doesn't.
Not at all. He's become quite effective working.
Oh, good straight right. Hollins is tough. There isn't any question about it. He's just taking 2 punches for every one he throws. In some cases, 3. Now, that looked like that punch to the ribs really hurt.
Saw his knees start to sag a little bit.
Oh, he's in trouble. And he's down. Alexio with punishing body blows. All right, let's see if he can weather the storm. There's blood under the left eye of Jeff Hollins.
Well, it's the body shots that are doing it. It's not the head shots, it's the body shots. He's hurting to the body now.
Oh, Alexio smells the kill. He will not have enough time in this round, however.
Alexio does have a cut under that left eye. Not Alexio, excuse me, Hollins.
There's a very tired fighter coming back to his corner. He's bleeding. He's bleeding from the mouth. He's bleeding under the eye. The cut is under the eye, though, John. Not
That's right.
Above, not in the eyebrow.
That's not really a dangerous place. I mean, any cut's bad, but obviously if it's over the eye or over the eyelid, it's much more concern than to have it be where it's right now under the eye. They should be able to stop that without too much trouble.
This is one tough motor scooter that we're looking over the shoulder of his cornerman right here. Dennis Alexio likes what he does for a living.
I like his saying, business is fighting. Business is good.
Business is good.
Stay inside.
The other side of the coin at the top,
Relax.
Jeff Hollins says, don't mess with Texas. Another fight that eats. All right, here we go. Round 5. Scheduled for 12, and again, digging to the body. Alexio continues to dig to the body. That really has been the major difference in this fight.
It has. He's worked the body extremely effectively with kicks and with punches, especially with the punches up under the elbows. Jeff Hollins needs to move and stay away from those ropes. If he'll stay in the middle of the ring, he'll have a much better chance of avoiding those body punches.
His best punch has been a straight right. When he has been able to land and keep Alexio off him, it's been with a straight right. But once again, he's taken now 3 for 1 every exchange. Oh, that's a good-looking kick. Did you see the athletic ability? And he follows it up, John.
Alexio was surprised by it. He looked up and said, what?
He hasn't used that.
Hollins came back and landed some punches. Kind of shocks Alexio just a little bit.
That's a Bruce Lee type kick.
Just jumped right up, jump front kick.
I think he made Alexio mad. Maybe he shouldn't have done that. Alexio is dead serious about ending it right now after he got kicked twice. Hollins will fight for a short period of time, and then he covers up and takes a tremendous amount of punishment.
Well, he obviously is feeling the effect of those body punches and maybe the altitude here in Denver. There's another body
that
kick.
one hurt. That one really hurt. The eye is bleeding once again. Oh, my goodness.
He's just standing right in the middle of the ring. Jeff Hollins taking a tremendous amount of punishment and obviously affected by it.
The kick was above the belt, and that could be it. Hollins is in tremendous pain. He's up. I'll tell you, all he could do to get up, and there's another kick.
Alexio's trying to finish him off with those jump reverse side kicks. Those things hit with tremendous force. If he lands another one of those, I can't see Hollins coming back.
Is he intelligent? You're looking for him to punch, and he kicks. He never lets up on you. Keeps you totally off balance. All right, we'll be back in Denver. More action right after this. Surprise Alexio, but kind of upset him.
Not bad for a 200-pound man to jump up in the air and front kick like that. That's nice. Nice technique. It caught Alexio by surprise, and he followed up with a series of decent punches.
Boy, but then Alexio came back the next minute and a half and was a savage, and here he comes again.
I would expect Alexio really would like to see this thing end right here in the 6th round. He'd like to keep it going no more.
How do you have it scored, John?
I've got Alexio ahead way out front, 50 to 43 and a half, and actually that'll be 42 and a half because Jeff Hollins missed a kick in that 5th round. He only landed 7 kicks, and you have to hit 8. It costs you a point.
Hollins comes out at the beginning of every round and does flurry, but then the latter part of the round, the last 5 have totally belonged to Alexio.
Alexio just doesn't slow the pace, and Hollins is doing just this. He's making the mistake of getting in the corner, and Alexio is working that body. You have to admire Hollins' spirit, though. He's coming back and trying to make a game fight of it every time. Oh, again, another body shot.
Solid kick.
Hollins took that one on his elbows, but I'll tell you what, he felt it anyhow. He felt it all the way through his arms into his body.
Well, you never know where it's coming from. He goes to the body with the hands. He kicks you in the head. He kicks you in the body. He really has no apparent weakness. The only thing I've ever seen him do wrong is against Nash. I just didn't think he was prepared. Good uppercut. John, I have never seen Don Wilson fight. What kind of a fight would they have now?
Well, the fight, the first time around, Wilson moved on Alexio pretty well and pointed him. Alexio pushed the action the whole time. It was only in Alexio's, I think, his 12th fight, 13th fight, something like that. It was early in his career. I don't know. Wilson today would have a tremendously hard time staying away from that pressure. And Alexio, I don't think, would let him run from him the way he did in the first round. He would stay on him and track him down. And I think Wilson would be in for a real tough time.
Alexio continues to score at will with kicks and punches. You never know where it's coming from. I think he's a little better with the left foot. Oh, what a shot.
Right at the bell. Hollins went back into the ropes, right in the bell. Took the count from Maestas.
That's Alexio, and it's like an inter-squad scrimmage right now if you're on a basketball team. Look at this action, John.
Constant pressure. Never lets up for an instant. Oh, that round kick hurt Hollins. There's that back kick, another body kick that hurt Hollins. Another round kick that put him back in the ropes. That's where Hollins decided to say, I got to sit down for a minute here. Dennis, I'll be back in a minute. Give me a little time, please.
I don't think Alexio would agree with this, but I think his left kick is better than his right foot. Even though he's right, I'm sure he kicks a football right-footed.
I don't know. He really does kick well with both legs, which is the mark of a really good champion, is to be able to go out and use both legs. You see some fighters who are maybe not quite as far along who tend to rely on one leg or the other.
I agree. In fact, most people cannot do things well either. There's your score, John?
Well, I've got it again. Alexio way, way out front. 51.5 points for Hollins. It's almost now sort of ridiculous to look at scores. You know, it's obvious what's going on up here.
We're scheduled for 12 here.
It would take some kind of an amazing turnaround here. Hollins would have to land something really big, or Alexio would have to fade. And I don't think Alexio is going to fade.
Hollins is more on his toes and dancing than in the previous 6 rounds. He's moving good, but we've seen him come out and do something the first minute of the round, but then the last minute.
Well, that last 60 seconds, it probably seems like 60 minutes to Jeff Hollins every one of these rounds.
Let's see if he continues to dance and stays on his toes. This is not a good situation when he gets in here. He just takes tremendous punishment to the body. So there's a good uppercut on the button. Alexio just toying with him now.
Alexio trying to look around and look for that shot again. I think he'd like to score that knockout with a kick to the body. But I'm sure the pace is starting to affect him even a little bit here. It's halfway through the fight, and he must have thrown 1,000 punches and kicks so far.
Arms got to feel like sledgehammers by now. Hollins on the ropes now. Kidney shots. Got to hurt.
And he's just laying back and letting Alexio fire away. There he came back with a pretty good little flurry.
Well, there's never been any question about Jeff Hollins' courage. Well, that was interesting. They both thought the referee Mason was going to step in. They hesitated and then started fighting. Oh, that's the one that really hurt. The body shots in that particular kick. There's the end of the round. The Terminator, Dennis Alexio.
Start off rushing him. We got to relax him in the beginning of the round and position ourselves to hit. We got to position ourselves to hit, baby. Everything's fine. Just position yourself to hit a little harder. You're starting to stand up.
Alexio has the idea that he's going to change pants with every fight. He never wears the same pair of karate pants twice.
No, that's right. He had multicolored pants on the last time we had him.
I don't know when he's going to. I don't know if he'll run out of fights before he runs out of pants.
Yeah.
There's that reverse side kick, jump back kick, some people call it. It just goes slamming in there. That kick is probably the most powerful kick in all of sport karate because you have all of your body weight spinning around and jumping into the kick along with the explosion of that kick going in, hitting with the heel. He's throwing it tonight very, very effectively. Jeff Hollins hates to see him start to turn because he knows what's coming.
When Bill Wallace used to go out and kick, you talk about impressive.
Well, Wallace had the kind of kicks. Wallace was a front leg kicker, a lot of round kicks, a lot of hook kicks. He didn't throw anything off the back leg. He never threw a reverse side kick the way we're seeing Dennis Alexio.
What do you have here, John?
Alexio's up by almost 10 points, 9.5 points. Again, it would take a miracle at this point, in my opinion, for Jeff Hollins to be able to come back and do anything in this thing. He's going to have to win by knockout, no question.
This is round 8. Of course, the thing you always worry about if you're a Harold Diamond and your fighter's way ahead is a bad cut, some type of a freak thing. You know, this thing would appear that it's Alexio's all the way, but you never know. You can't count it until it's on that left side in the win column.
A tendency for maybe a guy that's this far ahead to get careless, to start to relax a little bit and just forget that the other guy can still punch or kick and maybe walk into something. Yeah, there's what the corner will be afraid of. I'm sure they're telling him, look, don't forget this guy can still fight. He's on his feet.
Plus, the one thing, John, going back to round number 4, that little jump front kick that Hollins showed really took Alexio by surprise.
Hollins looks like he's cutting out over that same eye, over that left eye, so that may be a problem for him.
Oh, and boy, the blood is really coming out now. And Mace just moves in and takes a look. So not only when he was cut under the eye, that wasn't a threat, but now it's in the eyebrow. That is a threat.
That is a problem.
Blood running in the eye. Messes will take a very, very close look now. They try and protect the fighter.
It looks like it may be coming down the side of his face, as opposed to coming right down into his eye, which again is in his favor.
Alexio in tight this round. Done most of the damage close quarters.
Jeff Hollins is still looks, his eyes look clear. He looks like he's still in this fight.
It's just he'll flurry a little bit too on you. He doesn't do it enough. And the guy in the gold pants has something to do with that. Yes. There's the end of the round, and we'll see what kind of condition he's in. That happens when we come back. Up between rounds. Round 9, scheduled for 12. How do you have it scored?
I got Alexio up 80 points to 69.5. So at the risk of being redundant here, Jeff Hollins has got to do something pretty spectacular. I don't think it's going to happen.
John, you've seen a million of these. What's your gut feeling? Can he go the distance?
Yeah, I think at this point now he can go the distance. He's weathered probably Alexio's best stuff, and Alexio's got to be losing a little bit of steam now. And what Alexio may be doing is kind of laying back a little bit this round and resting. He's not pushing the pressure now like he did in the first 8 rounds. So he's moving around a little bit. I bet you Alexio's taking a little break, figuring I'll rest here in the 9th. Maybe he'll do that again in the 10th, and then try to come out really strong in the 11th and 12th.
You know, I agree with you, but when he does rest, he's still got that kick to keep you off balance, and he digs it to the ribs.
You know, a round with Alexio resting is a lot worse than most guys on their best day.
That's the thing that's always intrigued me, kick fighting versus boxing. You never know where that kick is coming from.
Well, the angles of this sport are so different. The angles, because these things come up from the floor, and so you have to worry about that. You have to keep those elbows down to watch those kicks that come up from the floor, and it makes it harder to cover the head.
You don't want that body,
When you sit here at ringside, you see the velocity of kicks.
You know, kicking is a much more difficult thing to do. You know, obviously you're standing on one leg. The leg weighs a lot more than the hands. It takes a lot more skill and dexterity. It takes a longer time to learn how to do that. So Hollins said, okay, I'll take a punch and come back. He didn't seem to be too impressed with that spinning back fist.
The eye, once again, the cut is open. Left eye, Hollins has been bleeding from the 4th round on. Pretty good left hand by Jeff. There's the end of round 9. Let's go to the corner here and see.
On there on the part of both those guys, they kind of, Hollins sticks those hands up, says, I'm still here, I'm still able to fight. There's a spinning back fist that kind of came by, caught Hollins, but didn't really land with good solid striking velocity, and Hollins didn't seem to be too impressed with it.
Jeff is 23 years of age. He's 6'1", 193. Alexio is 27, 6 foot 184. Alexio's 27-1. Hollins is a solid 21-8. 14 KOs. He needs a knockout to win this fight.
Well, no question about it. Now, my score, is unofficial. I'm not an official judge in this fight, but I can't see how anybody would have this thing much different.
Well, let's see what Alexio chooses to do this round now. He really has done something different every round. This time he goes with the right kick, with a side kick. He's been using the left foot a great deal. Now the right again.
Well, his best success has not been working to the head at all. He's been working the body. Maybe he's going to try to go upstairs now a little bit more. There again is that little jump front kick that Hollins had some success with. I've got to say this for Hollins' conditioning. After taking as much body punishment as he has taken, to be able to come back and still have the kind of fire that he has throughout some of these later rounds is really a credit to him. He came in here in shape. He certainly was physically ready to fight, but just doesn't have the tools to deal with Dennis Alexio.
Well, you make a very good point, John. Alexio's hand speed is so much greater. Such a superior kicker.
Well, Alexio has all of the weapons. He has everything.
See, he goes to the body with the foot. Then you drop your hands a little bit. He kicked him in the ear. This is the guy they call the Terminator. No, it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's Dennis Alexio.
Both of them just hugging each other a little bit there. Crowd's wanting a knockout. They're starting to yell for a knockout for Alexio to finish it. It's kind of like, well, guys, I am trying to finish it.
He is trying to. Hollins can't take a punch and a kick, and he's taking a lot of them.
Well, just keeps digging those kicks to the body. Just keeps on digging. Alexio has to feel kind of frustrated because he can't put this big guy down.
There's the end of the round. All right, we'll be back in Denver right after this. Mammoth Event Center, round 11. Dennis Alexio, Jeff Hollins. At stake is the World Heavyweight title. How about your scoring?
Dennis Alexio, obviously on the way to a World Heavyweight Championship title. He'll then own the heavyweight title and the cruiserweight title, and then he'll have a period of 48 hours to determine which division he's going to stay in. He can't keep both titles for an extended period of time. It's not fair to tie up those titles, so he has to go one way or the other.
He's been trying to knock him out all night long. Hollins can take it. He is taking a great deal of punishment.
Well, Hollins has fought more in the last 3 or 4 rounds than he did from the second round through to about the 4th or 5th. So he's actually finishing the fight better than he started it.
That right on the eye where the cut is, and the blood starts to flow again.
Alexio has to have some respect for Dennis Hollins. Obviously, he has come up here in good shape. Just does not have the tools to meet this champion's skills.
John, if he doesn't have a broken rib, I'd be very surprised. He is really taking punishment, particularly from the kicks.
He's taken a tremendous number of body shots, kicks and punches. He's going to walk at about a 45-degree angle tomorrow, I guarantee you.
Alexio is fighting out of Denver. Lives in California. Hollins is from Austin, Texas.
Dennis trying to sweep a little bit there, but no luck.
There's a jump kick that was effective in the early round by Hollins.
Both fighters have to be getting awfully tired now, although Alexio just slamming those kicks in, one after another. Unbelievable.
The end of round 11. Crowd going wild as Alexio really going wild. Let's take a look at some of the action in round 11.
There's a reverse side kick. Hollins keeping those arms down now, taking those kicks on his elbow, and then Alexio comes back with a spinning back fist that hit pretty well. Once again, a different angle. Got a good shot there. That reverse side kick that catches him on the elbow. There's a spinning back fist. That's the way those are supposed to work. You throw the back kick to draw the elbows down, and you come back with the same turn, except you throw the back fist. Alexio made it work both ways.
1 round to go. World title bout. Heavyweight division. Dennis the Terminator Alexio appears to be way ahead on points.
I can't see how there could be any other choice here.
Let's see if Hollins comes out very strong.
Here we go. Dennis Alexio, 110 points. He's won every round on my scorecard unofficially here. Jeff Hollins really hasn't been in the fight at any time. He's never had Alexio in any trouble. Alexio has scored 3 knockdowns and has just been dominant. I tell you, there's a lot of heavyweights that are going to watch this that are going to say, well, gee, this guy Alexio might be somebody I'd be concerned about.
Not that big, but he does move and throw.
Hollins trying to finish strong. He's got a lot of heart. He's got a lot of spirit. He can take a punch to the head. Those body shots have been the difference in this fight.
All right, Alexio now going southpaw. You just don't know where he's coming from. It really is impossible to, usually you get tendencies on every athlete, every football team, every fight. I really can't get any tendencies on this guy.
Well, the only tendency that you can really get is that there's going to be constant pressure. That's about all you can look for. You can expect constant pressure the whole time with Dennis Alexio.
I tell you, his cornerman, Harold Dimino, is concerned because Alexio got a little careless and really exposed himself. Now, Hollins doesn't have a whole lot left, but when you're this far ahead, you don't want to make a silly mistake. Boy, does he hurt you when he kicks. 4 left foot kicks.
I tell you, Hollins is just hanging on there. He's waiting for that bell. And Alexio is finishing just like he started. He has not lost a thing, it appears, in 12 rounds of constant action.
Courageous effort by Hollins, but no match for the man in gold trunks. Gold pants, I should say. Dennis Alexio.
Tremendous conditioning on the part of Dennis Alexio. Outstanding.
He'll just tell you that he's the most dedicated of all the kick fighters. He says, I work harder than any of them. After watching tonight, how can you argue? Tough to argue. He's got a movie coming out, Picasso Triggered by Lorimar a little later on. All right, we'll have the decision when we return. Dan Swenson.
Folks, we have a unanimous decision. Judge Sandoval scores the fight 120-104. Judge Butin scores the fight 120-105. Judge Cordova scores the fight 120-104. Winner by unanimous decision and new world heavyweight champion, Dennis Alexio, the Terminator. Yeah!
I don't know.
There we go. Crowd already getting warmed up for this one. Certainly are. Round number 1 coming up right now.